One could make the argument that chapter 26 in Leviticus, which appears in the middle of this week's Torah portions, is the single most important chapter in the entire Torah. Do yourself a favor. Read it. You will read it and smile, because it begins with the tremendous rewards that we are promised if we study the Torah and observe its dictates. And then you will read it and weep, because it goes on to detail the section called the rebuke that tells us about the gut-wrenching punishments that will be visited upon us if we stray. It's tough to even read that section now with the benefit of historical hindsight, knowing about our past persecutions that we've endured. But if you look closely at the rewards, you'll notice that almost all of them are physical, and that's a little strange. After all, we're talking about rewards for studying Torah and doing mitzvot. You'd think that the rewards would be detailed in spiritual, not physical terms. So why is it that we're told about physical rewards? There are many reasons. Here are a couple. One is that God wants to make the point that we shouldn't err and make the mistake and think that Torah, that's spirituality. But physicality, that's got nothing to do with Torah. Au contraire, God tells us. In fact, you can take the physical and elevate it to the realm of the spiritual in everything that you do. The way you eat, the way you drink, the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you sleep, the way you dress. Everything can become a way to sanctify God's name. Everything physical can become spiritual. So we're told about physical rewards for spiritual actions. Further, we're told about physical rewards because that's eye-opening, because we wouldn't have guessed that. To tell us about spiritual rewards for spiritual actions, that's obvious. But it's much less obvious to be told that we'll have rain in the proper time and peace from our enemies from observing the Torah's dictates. If you think about that, what God is telling us is something awesome. We hold the key to heaven in our hands. We can change nature, do right, observe God's dictates, and we get the best of nature. Despite what God's plans may have been, He'll make it right for us. Do wrong, stray, and we get the worst of nature. We can influence God. We can affect God. We, through our actions, can, in a sense, impose obligations on Him to treat us better if we do the right thing. Of course, there are some spiritual rewards that are mentioned in chapter 26, and one of them is that God tells us that He's going to walk amongst us. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I'm told through study of the sages that when the angels are up in heaven, not on a mission, they're stationary. So God's telling us we're going to be walking with Him. We're going to be better than the angels. And I'm also told that when a king walks with his subjects, or even with his closest advisors, they don't walk right next to him. They tarry behind a little bit out of respect. So God's telling us He's going to have a relationship with us that's even closer than a king to his closest advisors. So I'm not sure exactly what it means that He's going to walk with us, but I really hope that someday I and you get to find out together.